from the Salaf, he used to be a policeman for the Islamic State, but he used to be a drunkard. His name was Malik ibn Dinar, someone who was addicted to alcohol. He would get together with a group of his friends, go to such and such place and drink alcohol. And one time he said, I saw a young girl and she looked so pleasing to my eyes. I said to myself that I wish I had a young girl, a daughter like this. So I made the intention that I would marry. So he went and married. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with a girl. And he said, this girl was to me like qurratul ayn, the sweetness of my eye. She was the most beloved thing to me. For those brothers who have children, they know that how they love their children. They don't want any harm to come to them. Every good should reach them. It shouldn't reach anyone else. No one else should. My child should get it first. She is more worthy of it. To this extent, the love will become so much. Rasulullah was giving khutbah one time on the minbar. And Hassan wal Hussein, they came in and he stepped down from his khutbah. And he went and picked them up because they were falling over when they were walking. And he recited the verse, indeed, Allah and His Messenger spoke the truth. The children, they are fitna. So you know how you love the children. So he said, this girl, she became the love of my heart. I loved her so much. But yet all this time, this man, he's still drinking alcohol. And he said, I used to say to myself, this needs to stop. Look, I have family now. I'm a married man, I have daughter. I can't carry on like this. And he said that the thing about his daughter was, every time he would sit down to drink alcohol, she would call and knock over his drink, spilling it on his clothes, spilling it on the floor. And he would say to himself, I need to stop. But yet he found himself going back again and again. And Qadar Allah happened that this daughter, she became ill. Young daughter, 2-3 years old. And he began worried. And suddenly, this daughter passed away. Now, someone for this situation, many brothers may know people like this, who are addicted to drugs, drinking alcohol. When a calamity befalls them in their life, most of the time, this causes them to go deeper into their sin. Is it not the case? It caused them to go deeper inside. And this was the case with this man. When this happened, he said he drank so much alcohol. So much alcohol because he was so frustrated, so upset. The love of his life, his daughter passed away. He said, I drank so much alcohol, become unconscious, and I fell asleep. He said, when I fell asleep, I had a dream that I was in my grave and I heard a voice calling me, Ya Malik ibn Dinar, Ya Malik ibn Dinar. And for those of you who don't know his story, go and check his story after this and see what kind of man this was and what he became. Ya Malik ibn Dinar, come to the judgment of your Lord. He said, I became so afraid. So afraid. I didn't know what to do. I came out from my grave and I saw a huge snake chasing after me. So he said, I began to running away while the snake is chasing him, crying out for help. While he's running, he said, I come across an old man. He was wearing nice clothes and he smelled nice. I ran to this old man and said, old man, help me, there's a snake coming after me, what shall I do? The old man, he said, he began to cry. He said, I'm too weak, I cannot help you. Go to that cliff over there, maybe you find something there that can help you. So he began to run. He said, I ran to this cliff and I found a huge fire underneath. And I stopped myself from falling in. I turned around and I ran back. While the snake, he said, is still chasing me. Like a snake, he said, I never seen before. He said, I found this old man again. I said, old man, help me. What am I going to do about this snake? The old man, he said, began crying again. He said, I cannot help you. I am so weak and the snake is so strong. Go to so-and-so hill. Maybe you'll find something there that can help you. He said, I began to run to this hill. And on this hill, I found loads of children. Their faces were like moons. in the middle of the night. He said they were all scattered around. And he said, I caught one of them was my daughter that passed away. I said to my daughter, what are you doing here? And she come to me, I picked her up and she put her hand out to the snake. And the snake stopped and it turned away. I said to my daughter, what is happening? Who are these children? She said, these are the children that passed away in the dunya, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept them here waiting for their parents. He said, what is this snake that is chasing after me? What was this fire that I nearly fell in? There was an old man. Who is this old man? She said, that snake that was chasing you were your bad deeds, and you made them so strong. And that old man was your good deeds, which you made so weak, it was unable to help you against your bad deeds. And that cliff where you found that fire, that was the hellfire which you almost fell into. But Allah, He saved you. I sat down with my daughter in my lap, and she began to recite the Quran. Listen to what verse did she recite? أَلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Has not the time come for those whose heart believe to be affected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reminder? He said to his daughter, my daughter, how do you know the Quran? She said, we here know more than what you know in the dunya. He said, when he woke up from this dream, it was such a vivid dream for him. He woke up, he smashed all of his alcohol bottles. And he said he got his clothes, he was crying, and he ran to the masjid for Salatul Fajr. And lo and behold, the Salah had already begun. And the Imam had passed Surah Fatiha. And guess what verse he was reciting? أَلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Has not the time come for those whose heart believe to be affected by Allah's reminder? This, my dear brothers, is a story of Malik ibn Dinar. How he changed from being someone indulged in sin to becoming someone who was known to be someone from the pious Muslims amongst the Salaf. And he spoke from his own experience. Look at how the Quran affected and changed them. My dear brothers, the Quran is going past in Taraweeh. We are listening to the verses. They are running over our hearts like water runs off rocks. Our hearts become so rigid to Allah's deen and His Quran, His own kalam and the sunnah of Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How our hearts have become like this, that the verse is recited and it just hits us and it just falls. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he advised his sahabas. He said, renew your iman. Renew your iman, because very the iman becomes old like the clothes, they become old. My dear brothers, we are in need of renewing our iman from time to time. We're in need of this seclusion and questioning and putting ourselves before Allah. Khattab, he said, account yourself before you are counted.